First of all, let me just say we have a legend in the room with us. It's not every day you get to stand in the same room with Yolanda Adams. So we are so grateful that you are here.
First of all, let me just stop you, because you know how much I love you.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
Because you have blossomed. You know, I've known you since you were, what, 13?
Yes, ma'am.
You have blossomed into this amazing entrepreneur, very sure young woman who knows what she wants, knows where she wants to go. And when you have God as your source and supply, the sky is not even the limit.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you know how I feel about you. I'll be texting you this afternoon,
Yes,
girl. I love you.
Yes, and I love you so much more. You have obviously been in this for a long time. I gotta ask you, how does it feel to know that you're still making a major impact?
First of all, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative because for God to keep giving me songs and projects to do and things like that, it's just, it overwhelms me. But I live by Ecclesiastes 5:20. The B part of that verse that says, God keeps me busy with the joy of my heart.
Come on.
I live by that. And I love it because, you know, just when you think, oh, okay, we can slow this down, God's like, nah, I got some more for you to do.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah. And I love how he just keeps, it's very inspiring to see how he keeps pushing you all out there. And it's always something, whether it's television. You know you're our gospel model, right? I just need you to know that. We need to see you on magazines and stuff like that. Maybe it's Maybelline, you know, something like that.
I love that. All right. Tracy, you hear that?
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk album, Sunny Days.
Sunny Days.
Yeah.
It is a project near and dear to my heart because it is the first project I have done in studio in the last 13 years.
Wow.
Because I had gotten so busy, and we started in 2018 working on it. Myself, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, you know, we go into our little cubby holes and we start writing together. And then they got busy with the Babyface Project and Janet Jackson. And then Donna Lawrence got busy and Sarah the Baptist got busy. Warren Campbell got busy. Everybody. And then we started traveling. And so right after the Super Bowl, the pandemic happened. And so that took a year pretty much off of recording anything because we still didn't know how we were going to have to interact as a society. And then before we could get back into the studio, Dr. Holly and Kirk Franklin and Dr. Devon were like, hey, you know, you promised to do this television show with us. I'm like, yeah. And so Kingdom Business. And so I'm the kind of person, I don't force anything.
Right.
And because it came the way that it came, I was really glad that I got a chance to have those moments of solitude to really reflect on what was going on globally.
Right.
And I knew if I was feeling some things, that someone else,
That's right.
You got 8 billion people in the world, so somebody is feeling the same thing that I'm feeling.
That's right.
And I wrote from that experience. And sometimes we think that the stopping or the halting or pausing that God has us doing is to our detriment, but it really is to our advantage.
Come on, that's right.
You know,
That's
so I thank God for all of that because where I wrote from, it has blessed a lot of people in the short time that it's been out.
Right.
I've gotten a lot of DMs on thank you for this song because I had no idea that, you know, I needed to hear that.
Right.
One of the best things to ever hear is someone in your family telling you that they were blessed by something. One of my little nieces told Taylor, my daughter, she's like, tell Auntie Yolanda I needed this song on this day and it blessed me so.
Jesus.
And you never know, but that's your family.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm like, okay, God, if I'm blessing my family, that's
right.
a bonus.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
The world is a bonus.
Exactly.
I just thank you for it.
Yeah, because people don't understand, like sometimes because you are family, you know, it's like a common thing.
Yeah.
But to hear it, it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
And I love that for you.
Thank you.
What is the experience like recording then versus now?
I don't think there's like a huge difference in the recording experience because for me, it still entails going into the studio.
Right.
I feel my best when I'm going into that environment because, you know, you know, because you're very savvy with your social media. There's a difference in going into the studio. There's a difference in going into the live performance.
Yes.
There's a difference in going into your kitchen and cooking for the people on your channel.
Right.
Every environment requires something different.
That's right.
And so when I'm in a concentrated studio environment, I'm very aware of what I sound like and what I want to bring forth. So from the time that I worked with Thomas Whitfield way back in the day to now, my goal is always, number one, definitely to give God all the glory.
Yeah.
Number two, to make sure that I am touching people where they are.
Right.
And number three, that I'm giving them the solution to get out of where they are.
That part. That is very important because one of the things we have to understand is that it's not just about us singing music that can meet them where they are.
Yes.
How can we snatch you out of this?
Absolutely.
How can we pull you out of
Absolutely.
this? And with that being said, I want to go through the album.
Okay,
I want to talk about first Blessings.
Oh, Blessings. Again, Donald Lawrence, Sir the Baptist. Blessings, you know, I always try to place a few songs on the album that command the blessing on the lives of the people listening.
Right.
So that they feel at any time they can put the project on and feel like I'm singing totally to them.
Yeah.
And so that's why Blessings was so important because I am praying blessings on you. Victory over all that you do. Strength for your journey. The one that's ahead of you. Blessings on you. And you know, again, some people that listen to me may never go into a church to hear that.
That's right.
But they can hear it on the project and then get inspired to do something else with their life. Then they can go into the church doors.
That part. I love it because I don't think people understand the value in affirmations.
Absolutely.
And a lot of us, because we did grow up in church or because of our background, we're used to like speaking over ourselves.
Absolutely.
We wake up, I know me, I wake up every morning and say what I need to say. There's some people who don't actually have that.
And because they don't know that it's important. And they don't know that people have been speaking something over their lives.
That's right.
All their lives. I was blessed to be born into the family that I was born into with a mom and a dad who knew how to talk to us, who knew how to speak to the potential in us, who knew how to speak to the God in us, who knew how to speak to the artist in us, you know, the football player, the lawyer, all of those kinds of things in us. And I'm thankful that I grew up in a church where that promoted prayer, that promoted speaking to yourself, speaking over your life, speaking over those things. And, you know, a lot of the, and I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of the quote unquote, you know, motivational speakers of our day and of the generations, all they did was took the principles of the Bible and turn them into palatable nuggets that could be used on a daily basis.
That's right.
And And thank God for that, because folks are speaking, God's word over their lives and have no idea. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm blessed in my going out and I'm blessed in my coming in. We know where that comes from.
Exactly.
You know.
They're the Message version.
Yes.
We're the King James version.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Another title that I love, and it jumps out to me, is Come Alive.
Come Alive. Mm-hmm. So many people are living beneath the privilege of being vibrant.
That's it.
And, enjoying your life. I don't think I could ever remember a time where I didn't enjoy my life.
That's right.
Even with the crazy stuff that goes on in life, there's never been a time that I didn't enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Because I only wanted to live my life. Vicki Winans and I are really great friends. And I used to say, girl, you just do everything. She's like, because I love everything.
Yeah.
She was one of the first gospel artists of our generation to own her own boutique and go to to New York and Milan and places like that and get the clothing and I'm like, how do you do that? She's like, listen, I love clothes, I love fashion, blah, blah, blah. And so I started looking at that. I'm like, oh, so you can literally do what you absolutely love to do, live your life, excited about life.
That's right.
And just, and then show people how cool God really is. I love that.
Yes.
And so we talk about that all the time, how, God he just opens doors. And when you get stuck, it's okay to get stuck, but don't stay there.
Don't stay there.
And we have too many examples. Oh, yeah, that is a tweet. We have too many examples in the Bible of some of the greatest patriarchs and matriarchs getting depressed and getting upset. Yeah. People think, they're church people and blah, 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 blah. No, church people get tired.
That's right.
We get jet lagged. We get all of that stuff. Part. We get anxious, but we don't stay there.
That's right.
Because our truth and our foundation tells us that even where we are, even if we're upset or whatever, cast the whole of your care on him because he cares for you. Yeah. And since I can cast it on him, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
For real.
That part.
And I'm going to let everybody do what they do.
Yes.
And so come alive means as long as you're breathing, as long as you're here, why don't you make this a day to remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Feel it in your hands and feel it in your feet. Let it take over you. Come alive.
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. One of the things that you talked about that I think a lot of us are very fearful of doing, and that is stepping even outside of the church into the marketplace.
Yes.
You are not just an artist.
Yeah.
You are not just a legend. You have your purse company, jewelry, all these things.
Yes.
Talk to us even about coming alive with that and walking into it.
Oh my gosh. My father, praise the Lord for him, and my mother and my grandfather. My father was very prolific when it came to business. He was one of the top sellers in our time of Amway.
Yeah.
And so when I was a kid, I was helping my dad fill Amway orders. And so I saw what it took to do that, and I saw how diligent he was in that pursuit. Yeah. And I also saw the different levels that he moved to. So, there's one level where you get a trip. There's another level when you do this, another level, and then you can get cars, and then you could get $100,000 and stuff like that. I'm like, it is 1974. We're talking $100,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. But my dad always expressed the need to have multiple streams of income.
That's right.
He was a coach. He was a history teacher. Had his master's and everything, but he still wanted those entrepreneurial pursuits. And so I got that from him. And I just figured getting that knowledge from him, then also listening to what Vicki said about do what you love to do because you have the most knowledge about that. I'm like, wow. So let me look at the things that I use on a daily basis. you know, as not just as a performer, but as a mom.
That's right.
And as a woman. And then also as a sister to brothers. Let me look at all of these things. And I'm like, wow, okay, so I know about that. I know a lot about that. Oh, I know about that, but I don't want to do that, you know? And you just pick the ones that you're passionate about. Because passion will take you farther than energy will.
That part, yes. So many people burn themselves out because they're doing what someone else is doing. And you don't have the grace for it. Do what you're passionate and what you're great for.
Absolutely.
It takes you a long way. Sunny Days.
Sunny Days is out right now. I love that song. We wanted a song that would give people the motivation no matter where they are in life. Because, you know, just because you know God, you love God, you're a child of God, does not mean you get to escape the things in life that teach you the most about God, though. And people forget it's not the days that are so smooth that teach you the most about God and about yourself. It's those days when you have questions that teach you most about God. And so what we came up with was, sometimes in life the skies are gray, but the blue ones you'll appreciate. So when the rain starts pouring down, create a new groove. You have the power to do that, you know? And we have this tag, here comes the rainbow, because the rainbow is that symbol of God that he's kept his promise. And he keeps his covenant to 1,000+ generations. And so we wanted to do it in such a way that it was so palatable and so catchy that folks would be singing it and wouldn't even be realizing that they're bringing that into their lives. And you know, I've created a new groove, here comes the rainbow. And if you're searching for a pot of gold, but don't realize life is wonderful, he can take your tears and make them beautiful too. Here comes your rainbow.
I love that. 2 more questions. What do you feel like are one of the keys to longevity?
Oh, gosh. The key to longevity that I have found, I'll say it's 2 parts. Loving who you are and knowing where you belong.
That's right. You just preached the whole sermon.
Loving who you are and know where you belong. There are places that I will not go because I don't belong there.
You don't belong there.
But I love me some me. Because in order for me to love you, I got to know how to love me.
That's right.
And so, and I think the older you get, the more you appreciate the fact that you've learned so much, you know, and like I said, I've known you since you were 13. And your journey from 13 to now has been phenomenal. I've watched it. And I know you know more because you. But to watch you go from that young lady who is on fire, that could preach, that could teach, that could sing, now into all of these avenues of winning all of these awards and being at different places, and people recognize you, your voice, and who are we talking to? We were talking to Tyler Perry the other day, and he named you as one of the young women of this generation in gospel music who has that fire and who has that passion, and you make people feel your music. And so people are watching, and people are praying for you. People love you, and we appreciate what God has done in your life, and we appreciate you allowing God to come alive in you.
Thank you so much. Now I have one more question for you. What do you like to do to relax, to take you out of the stage mode, all of that?
Oh, child, listen, it's so much. Well, first of all, my puzzle books do it. I'm famous for traveling with my puzzle books. But I just love getting by water and listening to the water. Because that calms me. You know, I have an app on my phone that does nothing but soothing sounds of water. I know it seems real weird, but
no, it's not. I have to go to sleep to it.
Yeah, when I can't get by water, you know, and I think that's why every home that I have has a water feature somewhere, because it just feels, I feel like, okay, I hear the water, I can go to sleep, I'm chill, because you know, our jobs, keep us busy. And we're going and we're going and we're going. And we have to be in different places, different climates, different atmospheres, and we're meeting different people. And no matter how they approach us, we have to be careful how we approach them.
That's right.
Because God's not going to ask us, well, well, what did they do to you? No, it's going to be, how did you respond? Did you respond like me?
Yeah.
Or did you respond in self?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love it. Yolanda Adams, everybody.
Thank you.
And if you haven't already, make sure you download the album Sunny Days. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And thank y'all so much for everything, for loving me all these years. And I promise, as long as I'm breathing, y'all gonna get some good old gospel music.
Yes, ma'am. Clap it up one more time.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all so sweet.
Awesome sauce. You can